quite a bit of focus on their rotations and laning stage early on, first 10 minutes. Is that a fair sum?
We might see a bit of a mid-diff break that ties is my only concern.
A what?
A mid-diff.
Mid-diff.
What is a mid-diff?
Like the
mid-diff,
the
Brian?
difference between the two mid players. Like I think Sumail is quite the skilled mid laner, and if he's able to like dominate this matchup mid, and like suddenly all these rotations that you're talking about against the Axe, 3-manning the Axe and ganking with the Vanguard, he'll live for a pretty long time. So if suddenly Wind Ranger TP's in and turns out that's something.
Okay, well, eyes on the mid lane then. Always love to see that. Wind Ranger versus Void Spirit. Larl versus Sumail. Let's see who does better here in the first game. We're heading over to OD Pixel and Fog.
I gambled. You lost.
Thank you very much, Yes, down here in the lower bracket, Aster versus Spirit. One of these teams will not be going any further in the tournament after this best of 3. We're about to find out who it will be. Fogged. This game 1 draft, what's sort of jumping out at you today? What are you excited to be seeing from these two squads?
I'm excited to see Grimstroke. We don't get to see this hero too much, and he's got, honestly, he has pretty, like 3 of the better heroes to go for like the Inkswells early on, right? He has a Doom, he has a Void Spirit, he has Ursa. These heroes absolutely thrive when they get Inkswells. I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen with it. I think Spirit, they have a lot of damage, especially if they can get out of the lane, especially that top lane, but I completely agree with what the panel's saying. I favor Spirit's draft, but if Aster is able to have a good time top, this Axe success could make a lot of things happen. But let's see if that does go down.
And what do you sort of reckon was going on towards the end of the draft? Do you think indeed that Aster were trying to set up for something like the TA for Sumail and they sort of set up for this Wind Ranger? Or do you think maybe the plan was Wind Ranger all along? I
mean, it's definitely weird if they ban the Viper and then pick a Wind Ranger, right? Because traditionally in the past, Wind Ranger was looked at as one of those Viper counters in the mid lane in a way. So I think they're maybe looking for something else, and then Sumail's just like, you know what? It actually can be a decent Wind Ranger if I can get the farm. I can just kite this Ursa forever. But we'll see if that ends up happening or not. Because they do have a lot of ways to get on him. Lots of spell damage, lots of burst. It's not just physical damage coming from something like the Ursa. They have overwhelming spell damage to catch this Wind Ranger.
And has there been anything sort of crazy, like if you can sort of consider the patch, you know, where in your mind does Wind Ranger sort of sit as a hero right now?
I actually don't think this hero's bad right now. I actually kind of like this hero, especially with different. You have so many different builds you can go for now, in my opinion. Like you can do this. I think people have been theory crafting like this Treads Diffusal kind of thing at times. We saw the Gleipnir build, just a bunch of stats. I think this hero has some cool stuff that you can do because you have a lot of good matchups.
See. And how would you sort of rate this matchup in the mid here against the Void Spirit?
Sumail should be able to spam him down. He's a very aggressive player. I think Larl will be able to handle it because of the resonant pulse block damage, but I think Sumail should be able to have a good time.
Where's yours?
We'll see how it goes down in between these two in the mid. And for both sort of side lanes, the 2 carries, anybody going to be under any sort of intense heat in these lanes?
Probably Yatoro, but from what I've seen overall, he's very good at just being able to sustain through most of these lanes. And he's on Miposhka. This is like one of the top 3. I always like put Miposhka as like his Enchantress, his Disruptor, and it used to be his Bane back in the day. Now that hero's kind of non-existent, but maybe they'll be able to withstand the pressure. But it's not an easy lane. Coddle plus Axe, 2 heroes that constantly are going to be spamming on the Ursa. My one bit of a concern with the Axe is the follow-up damage that's going to be coming out in mid-game. It's going to have to mostly be provided from the Wind Ranger if Sumail is able to have a good time. So we'll see if that does end up happening. You usually want some type of like explosive damage, you know, that's why we see the Axe Skyrats so often. Well, not so often, but that's why we see that combo a bunch.
Top lane, I'll get quite a bit of damage onto Yatoro. I mean, of course, just seen so many games now where we feel how strong the Keeper of the Light is.
Oh yeah.
In these early moments nowadays with that blinding light.
And with Blood Grenade. I actually think this item is phenomenal on something like Keeper of the Light throughout most of the stages of the game, because now you have a slow element. You have pretty much 3 damage spells if you want to go for it. And you have ways to just refresh spells as well too. So these two are very comfortable playing with this hero. And Aster overall, they love playing with this CM. They love playing with this Coddle to amp up their cores.
We'll see how well Yatoro can keep up in the CS.
They're going to have to use a lot of regen up there. That's going to be the big thing.
We see him already popping salves.
Yeah, he's out of regen on Yatoro already. But they're going to have, I imagine, more regen coming in very soon on Miposhka. He still has 3 tangos.
Trying to take Miposhka away from this.
You deserve nothing.
Boca. I mean, for the most part as well, I imagine, you know, whilst we sometimes see sort of Axes get to be left on their own, is on the Coddle, do you tend to sort of move around the map a lot in the early game, or do you prefer to sort of just sit top and just continue to be a complete nuisance for the enemy carry?
You still can be a nuisance, but Owen, this is Babuk. This is the 4th core. I see him max Illuminate half of these games. He's like 3-1-1. Most of these Coddles, they have like the 1-1-3 build. yes, he's about enabling his cores and everything, but he's also about playing for himself. And that's just the Baboka strat. It works really well for them. He always seems to he always seems to transition.
So on top already of the Lotus. 3 minutes in, they'll make sure that they're clearing both of those for both of their lanes.
At the moment, Monet is actually the one, I mean, slightly struggling a bit more than the Ursa. It's surprising. It's a lot of spam that's coming out here from this, the constant hits there from the Stroke of Fate plus the Doom going in for Infernal Blade. Kind of cool approach there from Collapse. We tend to see a lot of players just default going for Devour, especially early on, but yeah, having this type of double spam, they have a lot of nuke damage down here.
Oh, for sure. I mean, this
is a kill lane now.
Absolutely. You know, anytime you're backed up by a Grim, you want to get aggressive in the lane.
Yeah, like if they make a couple mistakes, if they step up too far on Aster, an Ink Swell, Infernal Blade, Scorched Earth, they have so much movement speed to run down this hero. So absolute kill here. Yeah, absolute kill lane could be seen come out here.
Yeah, they've got to be very careful on A and Pichu, how far they step up this lane. See here, maybe Monet. A bit too far return with the concoction. You're staying with the combo. It's just so much. I mean, Monet will try and outrun the damage coming out from Collapse, but he will not survive. Collapse might go down in return. Pichu, he's turning his ground. Collapse tries to do so the same. Collapse goes down, but Team Spirit, they'll end up getting the full cleanup, taking out the both of them on that bottom.
I really like seeing that skill build, honestly. I mean, it's not something so crazy, but the Infernal Blade's nice there. Mid, Larl.
Try for an attempt onto Sumail with a glimpse back, but now it could be Larl that's actually in trouble. And throw the shackle shot into the power shot, and Sumail and Baboka, they turn that attempt from Team Spirit around in the mid. Sumail gets the kill.
Cool rotation. Not something you see too often, but it is. This is the Aster special that we've seen, the Bubbies, you know, all about making sure Sumail pops off in the game. So double rotation after he comes out. They fill the bottle as well from the CM. Immediately, they're going to try to pressure Monet, but it is under the tower.
It's a lot of damage, though.
Yeah.
I mean, you're very much seeing how this is not going to get any more fun for Monet down in this lane. Mid lane, Sumail will manage to break away with the win run. End up tanking quite a bit of damage there close towards the tower. Yeah, Monet's got to be careful.
He really does.
Spirit, it's only going to get more and more terrifying, or at the least Aster, you know, as good as they've been with the responses towards that mid area, they've got to be ready to bring him back up down bottom, especially if Monet's getting dove under tower.
Like, Pichu just has to play this lane very, very smart about how he uses his spells. Like, if he uses Frostbite in an aggressive manner, he's just dead, and he just does. He's actually going to go down. He has to be using this more defensively on the CM.
Yeah, it's such a highly volatile lane. Team Spirit, they will kill you.
They sure will. And that's going to be a Vanguard already finished up now for Collapse. So he actually is going to have it pretty much at the same time as XXS, and he has boots.
And top lane.
Might be able to get a rebuttal.
Ooh, will connect onto Yatoro, but won't be enough to kill him. Still keeping the both of them very, very low. I mean, we're seeing both off-lane duos just
they're both
really be quite terrifying. But both teams' carries not having a safe time now in these lanes. They've got to be careful.
Yeah, Yatoro, he may have more last hits, but when you look at the net worth, of course, because it's an out mid.
The shackle set up, but that'll be all that they have to lock down Larl. So Larl's still fine.
And it looks like Sumail is probably going to go down that same route that he did the other day. The Atos Gleipnir build, getting that extra catch versus something like Void Spirit, holding heroes back with the inks, when they're ink swallowed and stuff like that too. Yeah, sounds cool.
We're seeing Baboka already doing as you say. He's just sort of running around the map, blasting people.
And look, he's got level 2 blast, like I said. And this is just a Baboka special. Yeah, like I was mentioning, I'm pretty sure Sumail, the Atos build, it feels very good this game. Atos Gleipnir versus the mobility heroes. Cool.
Comes top now. Mira coming with the rotation. They put the glimpse to set up. Yatoro bumped up by the swell as they're staying on top of XXS. They do get blasted by Baboka. Kinetic field. Hexex says he's actually thinking of turning because Yatoro's actually getting a bit low. Another blast comes in. It's now Aster that's running back at the 3 members of Spirit. Hexex says he's in with a cool sets up for the power shot from Sumail. And Pichu, he's coming with the wraparound. He's got the Frostbite onto Yatoro. They're taken out too. And they're going to be able to chase over for more. As Mira tries to hide, but they find them in the trees. It's just going to almost certainly be 3 going down. Sumail off the mark with the power shot, but it will not matter. As Mira still goes down. Larl's coming to try to find something in return, but he will not be able to finish off XXS.
He could be in trouble here.
Fires up. He's up to the high ground, but Pichu, he's going to have vision, and Larl's trying to get out through the twin gate. The Frostbite's there, though, and Larl, he's away. Obviously, the fact they didn't have any further stun, Frostbite, of course, alone will not stop you from being able to step through that gate. So Larl, he makes it out of there, but only just.
Doesn't cancel the channeling, of course, so he's actually able to get himself away, but yeah, barely so. He's picking bottom. He's like, yo, can someone fill my bottle? Like, I just had this is like one of the worst feelings as a mid laner when you make that rotation. You don't use every single one of your spells, and you don't get a connection.
That hurts.
Yeah, he's like, uh-oh, now I need to refill or I need to get a rune.
I mean, that was just a sort of full-on early team aggression really from Aster, just going all in around that top tower. And yeah, Team Spirit, they just weren't set up at this point in time to really deal with that.
XXS too tanky. And honestly, he lives, what, with 60 HP at the end of all of it. They commit a little too hard, and Sumail with a godly rotation.
Yeah. I mean, just the fact that Aster as a whole knew as well when they could turn, even at the start when it was just the two of them against the three. They knew the spells that had been thrown down by Spirit. There's nothing else to go with. Even though XXS was in the sort of lower HP state, they knew they could turn and start running back at them. And again, back up top. More aggression as XXS is in with the call, but Poshka's gone. Aster really bringing the energy up on this top lane, and Team Spirit, they've got to reconsider if they want to send any heroes up here. It's proven to be a bit of a death trap.
It sure is. I mean, in Larl, he's already starting to fall a bit behind. I mean, Sumail's rotation, it worked. Larl's didn't. He's going to try to make another move down here to play around Collapse. Perhaps hunt Monet. They do have vision of him. Can they get a catch? Level 3 Inkswell. Monet playing very careful with his positioning, though.
He knows that he's sort of being left on his own down here whilst the rest of the team make those moves up on the top half of the map. So he's not going to keep himself anywhere close to the presence of Team Spirit's push.
He's
they've
deep.
got eyes on him. Sumail will get glimpsed back, but not before he's able to get off the shackle and set up for Petra Bavux to close it. Sumail to still have the distance to line up that power shot and pick up another kill.
Sumail and the two supports, this has been kind of the story of Aster. It feels like this whole tournament, they're owning this early game. First 9 minutes, it's really, really good. Collapse still is getting incredible farm, of course, on the Doom. He's got the Midas done, but yeah, Larl, he needs some help. They got to start making some rotations, get something set up with him. So Mira, yeah, they're going to smoke. See if they can get a connection here. Toro, careful.
Should be okay. Has got the ult to play with if he feels too threatened. Back close by the tier 2, so Aster will continue to chase. Same time, Team Spirit, they've got to bear in mind that this axe, XXS, he has got his Blink Dagger online.
Oh, that is really scary already at this point. It's 9 minutes in. That might be the fastest one we've seen. I think we saw, what, the Blink Arcane Boots on the Magnus the other day.
Yeah, right. Quick Blink Magnus close. Timing. They'll get the remnant catch on the Sumail. Aster's bringing in the numbers. They're ready to run down Mira. XXS is in with the jump. Gets the call into the dunk. Takes out Mira. As once again, Team Spirit, they really want to try and find something around their Void Spirit, right? You want to be fighting, you want to be killing with this hero. But Aster, they're leaving them no opportunities to really get Larl into the game with the kills that he wants to find. As Larl, he's fallen behind now. Bottom of the net worth right at this point as the cause.
They're double rotating way better. The moves from the supports are crucial right now. As Aster, now with XXS having Blink, he can be more active in comparison to the Doom. Collapse, he's gonna go his normal aura route. That means the pressure is on Larl to make space with the two supports, and yeah, he's definitely falling pretty far behind here. They're even gonna get another tower.
Has fallen.
It really feels at this stage, you know, Larl and the two supports they're going to need the ults on the support. But Poshka's trying to find XP in the mid, but he's level 4. Jumping from XXS, it'll be another dunk. Getting the dunks up super fast this game. A couple already, 10 minutes in.
Concerns already. Aster, in the meanwhile, while they are making these moves, look, we saw the stacks being brought up as well, too. I mean, XXS, he's got a triple stack on the hard camp, I believe, what, a double stack on Ancients, and another double stack on the secondary Ancients, so they've got perfect things to enable their cores, too, with just these rotations and with stacks. And Monet, he's fully recovered after, you know, he only had the one death, but he's got Relic on his way pretty close to the Radiance.
Absolutely. He's farming in this super safe spot of the map, and with sort of all the action that Aster's bringing Spirit around this mid top half, there's just no chance at all for Spirit to really set up to get all the way down to this very deep part of the map to find Monet and slow him down.
And yeah, the levels on the supports, it's definitely going to hurt. This Disruptor, it's going to be like level 6 at 15 plus minutes or something. He needs this next Wisdom Rune.
Yeah, they need their
14 minutes, he needs it.
So they can make these plays and back up Larl.
Collapse might have to start making moves just to help Larl a bit here. And they're going to have to use like the potential double Dooms and stuff like that. But not having the Blink Tag on the Doom is going to make that entrance a lot harder.
If he can get the jump off the back of a smoke, he does. Larl, he's in with a call. Toro, Mira, and Poshka are here ready to help out. The stun catches onto Larl. He's going to be able to jump out with his smoke, but he's ticking down low to the Battle Hunger, and the Battle Hunger will take him down.
Yeah, they catch him.
They can chase for further. Kills him, Poshka Toro on the retreat. And it gets dropped down. So the rest of Team Spirit will stay safe, but again, painful moments here for Larl, taken out this time.
I mean, Brian did say it, you know, there's that potential this game of just the enabling of the mid, right? The mid difference kind of thing that we are absolutely seeing happen. Sumail, he's getting bottle refills, he's getting chakra, he's getting constant rotations. Larl, he's just kind of getting left alone a little bit here because the supports are under leveled because the lanes went a little bit sideways. It feels like
We'll take that.
it's gonna have to start being collapsed. It feels like it's gonna have to pick up the weight.
Yeah, and just Aster completely in tune with one another. Perfect usage of the lockdowns there. No sort of overlapping between what was it, the cool into the frostbite, into the shackle shot. They made sure that Larl was held there for the maximum amount of time, which as we saw, they did need to be able to successfully execute him.
And now they have Atos, so they have another form of lockdown. Sumail, he's doing, like you said, that same build that he did the other day. It's excellent this game. And now he's got a shield rune. Look how tanky this Wind Ranger is with this type of start. When he's on strength charge, he's what, 1500 HP? He's the same HP as an axe.
You can definitely feel it today, Aster. They woke up and in lower bracket, you got to bring your best. I mean, you cannot afford any more losses, any more mistakes here. And so far from Aster, there's been very small amount. Nine Success will miss the call here.
Shackle.
It's going to hold back the two of them. Stop Collapse from being able to get in sort of range here. They still glimpse back the axe. Gets bumped away. It's a bit of an awkward sort of movement there. As XXS, he's actually going to be totally fine. They're sort of between the Inkswell and the glimpse and kind of brought him across him so they didn't connect with the stun. And XXS, even after whiffing the jump, he doesn't get punished.
Yep. The good divining light there coming out from Boca pushes them away. If potential double doom comes out, maybe Spirit has a chance to turn there, but they're still very low level. Miposhka, go run and get that wisdom rune. He's level 4.
Level 4 still. He was level 4 4 minutes ago.
He really, go get the wisdom rune. I think they absolutely need it at this point. Things are crumbling.
Yeah, because in comparison, we have 6 and nearly level 8 on Baboka.
Yeah.
For the two supports.
He's running to go get it. I mean, he knows.
He has to.
He's like, I need level 6. We're really running out of damage. We're running out of control of this game very quickly. This Alchemist is massive, and he's ready to fight constantly. The Ursa has Battle Fury, which it's just harder to fight around a Battle Fury Ursa at this point of the game versus multiple forms of disable, multiple forms of like evasion as well too, wind run, blinding light, etc., and all this control.
Yeah, it's as you say, it's a round collapse that they have to fight.
It is.
He's the only core right now that's really ready to present himself in the fights.
But it's not easy.
Say, they do have that combo. The Soulbind into the double doom.
Yeah.
That can absolutely do a great deal in terms of rectifying a rough early game.
Just not easy without the blink, though, because getting that positioning, they have multiple ways to disengage, as we've seen from Aster. So, still not level 6 on Miposhka. It's 15 minutes. He's very close, but they desperately need it. I mean, he's telling them, clear the camp. I need ult. We need to start getting some moves together.
But he gets 6 on the Disruptor and goes straight for the smoke up.
Let's see what they get.
There we go. 6. Clear the camp, pop the smoke, look for a kill.
Yep.
Bounty.
Got to get a big one, too. Got to get one of these cores, and it's got to be fast, because Monet, he's about to have BKB. So that window, it's shrinking very quickly for them to get these type of kills and catch back up. In at mid lane.
Yeah, looks like they're holding off on the smoke. They're going to see if maybe Aster step into their hands.
It's always tough too, because even if you catch Monet, if he has Chemical Rage on, he's gonna live. Especially if he has like the backup of Baboka. Unless they have all 5 heroes full commit onto him, there's gonna be heals, there's gonna be bonk backs and control. It's an awkward position here for Team Spirit. And Aster, yeah, at this point now, they're probably feeling unbelievably good about the way everything's going. And yeah, BKB Monet.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Spirit they might have to get a kill and immediately go to Roshan. That's going to have to be something.
This is that smoke that we wanted to see. Sumail would be a good catch. He's already a fair distance away, so not going to happen. That was a they glimpsed.
They glimpsed him away.
Why?
He messed just. They're feeling the pressure. That's definitely what it is.
Well, there's Sumail. Get him out of it. We don't want to go on him. I guess they don't want to go on him. They want to go on someone else. Or maybe also just hoping that Sumail has sort of come from a spot that was closer to them.
Aster's
wasn't
ready.
the case.
Aster's absolutely ready to fight. BKB Doom level 12, or BKB Alchemist level 12 with Radiance.
Just running it. Yep. They sort of know the two spirits here. Also drop the single target dude down the road. Come up with the Soulbind. They're just going to see if they can burst through Monet. Toro's in as well. And the Static Storm, they've trapped him for now.
Can they finish him?
Have they got enough damage? They don't. XXS just gets in control.
He's alive.
He's still surviving throughout this, so they're not going to be able to kill this down. Monet's ready to turn. Collapse, he'll go down. It's 4 dead on Spirit.
Was that one more?
This is looking pretty impossible. I mean, they get the Doom, but he's got he popped Chemical Rage.
It was already out.
They have the heals, but Boca, he's got Spirit Form, he's got the Illuminate. We saw that heal matter. It was very close to them getting that Alch, but extra heals. And they had Larl. He is super far behind now at this point. Sumail, 307. Yeah, look at it all.
In the pressure, and of course XXS just ready with the jump. You see him here perfectly catching the two of them. Not a chance for Yatoro and Miposhka. And the rest of Spirit, they just full focused on trying to kill Monet through this Doom. But it It just weren't going to happen. The only way it happened is if Yatoro was able to stay on top, but it wasn't the case. Back in action, Miposhka dead up top. It's already 15-3, 17 minutes in. You can feel it. Team Spirit, they are struggling. This is a rough game one for them, folks.
And the thing is about that last situation, that's the one where they killed one or two heroes and then they smoke and go straight to Roshan for this Ursa. Now at this point, Aster, it's very likely they're the ones to get the Rosh and deny it away from an Ursa. Things are, like you said, quickly.
Mona, he's ready to just look for solo action.
Sure is.
He sees Mirror out in his own. He's more than happy to pop a BKB, go for the kill.
They could honestly call this pretty soon, it feels like.
They can catch on mid. Larl will be able to break away with the Dissimulate in the Astral Step, but again, it's pretty much just been sort of his story this game. He's just had to run. It is 0-3-0. Hasn't been able to do anything at the Void Spirit so far in this match.
Literally nothing. Yatoro, I mean, he's like, I need Blink Dagger, we need Blink Doom, we need to just get, we have like one more chance of getting a big fight or the game is just completely out of control. Have to get a big fight and have to get a Rosh. It's already getting pinged. I see Aster, they definitely want to go for Rosh pretty soon here. They know how strong they are. I mean, Baboka nearly has Ags, Owen.
He's nearly ahead of Larl in farm.
Baboka special. Collapse. There's going to be backup.
TPs are coming in.
Can they get anything out of it?
I mean, can Larl and Miposhka want to fight it? They'll go for Pichu. And they'll get him. So something's to be found. Yatoro's here as well. Gets to jumping onto Monet. They'll put down the static storm and control the Alchemist here. Yatoro, one more hit and he's got it. Will be able to take out Monet. That's
a good comeback kill.
Something to be found here by Spirit. Pretty much the first big kill that they've been able to find this game, and of course, fortunately for them, does go into the hands of Yatoro, so a good burst of cash for the Ursa.
Most important hero to get it. Aster close to some more big items though. X success, he's very close to his BKB, having a literally flawless game on this Axe. 6-0-5. And yeah, they're pinging the Rosh, so about to be 20 minutes. Tormentors, Rosh, very soon on the market. I think Spirit, maybe they can get away with sneaking it. I see the positioning Yatoro's in right now. So he's just running directly toward bottom.
They have to go for these sort of plays.
It feels like
absolutely, you do try for the sneak.
Yeah.
To see if you can take it out. As Roshan, he'll be heading down there right now.
Yep, he's gonna teleport. Whee! They're pinging it.
Get in there, Yatoro. He's a little hesitant. Looks like he's pulling back to the tier 1 tower, so doesn't immediately want to go for it. At least wants to wait for his next time to come out there. Sanj here. He's trying to get a bit of that status resistance on top of his Blink Battle Fury. Maybe they want to group up and go for the Tormentor first.
Perhaps, yeah. They do kill it quickly. It's getting both teams pinging out the Rosh constantly. They know that this is the next big objective to go for. I mean, they're setting up.
Yeah, going for the Tormentor first does mean that Spirit, they're not going to have a window to get the surprise road. Aster will easily set up for it.
It happens to everyone.
It does.
We've
seen it happen a few times, honestly, here. You know, sometimes the support's got to die for the old Tormentor.
Be careful, Larl. Be careful, Larl. There's the opening. Into the shackle, into the call. Another one.
Has to be so cautious stepping close. They've got so much catch, Aster.
And now the Rosh is prime for the taking.
That's definitely what doesn't sort of instill confidence in the team, right? When you take that Tormentor and the Aghanim Shard, it goes to your mid. Because it's just a reminder for your team, you know, hey, our mid ain't doing too hot this game. He's pretty low on the old net worth. So yeah. It's positive for Larl. I mean, it's a positive for Larl. This means that Baboka's a little further away from catching up to him. When your team, when you see the mid be the one that, of course, gets given that first shard automatically, you know you're not in a great spot.
No, definitely feels very bad. And yeah, everyone on Aster just, everyone except, I mean, Pichu's still pretty fun. He got the shard, of course, giving it to him also. But they have so much control now. They have the Will-O-Wisp, sorry, on the Coddle as well to control.
Then I guess
hold this Ursa in place.
The rough thing as well, also on top of that, is the fact that Void Spirit shard is just not very good.
It is not.
It's not. It's just so.
It used to be.
No, it's not crazy.
I don't think I see anybody buying that.
Dire's
Gem being picked up, Aster. We continue dominating.
We're gonna see Paul.
Oh, look at him. Oh, come on, don't do him like that.
Look, he tried to get away.
Oh. It happens too fast. There's an Ursa, you know?
Yeah.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
I mean, come on. I know there's cool players out there that have seen their supports dying, and they don't stop hitting that Tormentor fog.
Oh, no, they didn't blame you. That's the best part. Like, what do you do? Why didn't you move away faster?
But, you know, sometimes if the support's hanging around, you know, you just want to kill that torment as quickly as possible.
Whose fault
You've got time to wait for them to walk out of range of it.
So whose fault? Who has more fault?
Oh, definitely the core.
Okay.
Don't worry.
I respect that.
When I do that and the support dies, I know that I'm being a horrible person.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Bottom versus shows. Toro. Will-O-Wisp pulling him back in.
Pullback.
Trouble.
Dire's
He
middle
is in
tower
a lot of trouble.
Get the dunk.
Get in the dunk. Easy for XXS.
He's got 7 armor. 7 extra free armor. He is super tanky.
A good game to have the armor as well, right?
It is.
Against Aster. Always physical damage here.
Yep.
So coming in, so an extra bit of armor. Very nice. So of course on top of the plate mail.
Nice.
He's tanking up on it. He's nearly got the full AC.
Axe is on the rise. The stonks for Axe. I mean, what? I think that he's 3-1 at this tournament, if I'm not mistaken, right now. I think yesterday was the first loss, and it was versus the DOTA, I believe it was. So this hero definitely is showing to be pretty good.
It's looking good.
Yeah.
It's a fun hero to see, a fun hero to play.
It's not Aura's.
Happy.
I think that's what makes me happy.
That's true, he doesn't.
He goes killer build. Maybe eventually he will get like a Crimson at some point, but not in this type of game. He doesn't need to. He's hunting and killing.
is under attack.
I mean, it's definitely a treat to see from. I know most people are like, oh, the Aura meta is so boring. So I love seeing playmaking offlaners with.
I mean, just for teams, because there's not a single Aura on us.
There's not a single one yet. They're about to have AC coming out. And I
Well,
think they dropped off, though.
that's an exciting Aura because it's an expensive one and the core gets quite. It's not one of these kind of.
What do you mean? Offlaners are cores?
Yeah.
Radiant's
true.
top tower is under attack.
But you know, AC is exciting. It's got attack speed.
That's fair. It
It's
is
not like
very
magic resistance. It's got a nice looking picture.
fine. Fair enough.
Yeah. I prefer the art.
Top Larl. Another dunk potential. Oh, he could have taken
He
it.
could have had that done. Could have had it XSS, but he doesn't go for it.
Disrupt.
He's holding back. He feels bad for Larl. He's like,
Yeah.
he's having a rough game. Let's not dunk on him anymore.
Hey, and it's about
Some respect there from XXS.
If Sumail is there, you give Sumail the kill too. That's the Aster strategy, right?
I mean, that's true. You make sure Sumail keeps having a good time, and he certainly is. 4-0-10. Maybe, yeah. Probably Sumail would
Toro.
more of those to be kills than assists.
He's spotted by the ward.
There's still time for him to get more. They get the good work with the Will-O-Wisp. They'll drop the ult here as well from Pichu. Mirror throws out Stardust, but it's all too late. Yadira's gone.
Also likely to die.
Is under attack.
Very likely to die.
And Sumail making a play on mid because he's got the boots of travel from XXS coming around too.
And XXS won't be able to back him up in time. Collapses out with a blink.
Spirit, they just absolutely need to get they need like the godliest connection with this double
They gotta get the double doom.
And
Double
even
doom,
then,
5-man static storm.
Yep. Even then, it's playing into Aegis, so that tends to be very difficult because then you're gonna have to deal with the 2 lives. You might have to wait until Aegis times out to try to look for your one chance to be able to try to bring this game back into it because yeah, it's out of control. 18 on Alchemist, 16 on Wind Ranger, 15 on the Axe.
Yeah, they're all just absolutely massive.
And I love the way, honestly, the build, it's standard, of course, but I always like pointing these things out. XXS, you're ahead, you're dominating map, boots of travel, you can be everywhere. So you shut down any type of potential for Spirit to like split up and try to catch back up as look at Larl.
Anybody that shows on a lane, they're just
ready
immediately run at them. Larl. Get away from the creeps, Larl.
He shows, Sniper, Jackal, they've got the jump. Another back to getting those dunks, XXS. Godlike now. A rough game for Larl, 0-6. I mean, they played completely around Sumail to shut him down. They rotated. They constantly got these pickoffs onto him.
They did, and yeah, just one of those situations where XXS hasn't died, Sumail hasn't died.
Nope.
And Monet, he just had that one death in the laning stage, and then that sort of death top when they were kind of split up. But other than that, they haven't been able to touch him. And top net worth, of course, as you would hope to be as the position one out. Monet definitely smashing it this game. Only 20k lead here for Aster.
You know,
26 minutes in.
As I said in the beginning, right, I was excited to see the Grimstroke, but you definitely can see like Coddle and CM just have such easy playmaking. Like this, Grimstroke just has a very specific way to try to get these type of catches. So
It's a support that definitely you rely on your cores.
Exactly.
If your cores ain't having a good game, you're kind of sitting there being like, well,
it's
what
good,
can you do?
And it's good Inkswell targets, right? He has 3 very good Inkswell targets. It hasn't just come to fruition, but it's definitely because Aster's just playing. They're playing really well around the map.
And because these Inkswell targets, they're probably going and die at this point because of how far behind they are.
Yeah. Spirit, let's see if they can get the connection. Can they get the double doom?
Under attack.
Aegis is gone.
They need it.
Under attack.
Let me try full collapse.
It's a single.
He's going to drop it down, but already Kevin It's only caught the one. It's caught Pichu. They'll get the kill on the Crystal Maiden, but they need so much more than that team spirit. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to get anything more. As Mone's able to walk it off. Again, just sort of not finding the opportunities here between them, Collapse and Mirror, to do anything crazy with the Soulbind and the Doom. A couple of times now, it's just been a Doom on an Alchemist, and Monet, he doesn't care.
No, he's always got Chemical Rage every single time the jump has happened. It is just single Dooms. They're not even really going for the double Dooms either.
No. I mean, they obviously focus Collapse. He has to go for the jump himself, really. He can't really wait for Mirror to walk in, so just doing what they can. But it's just not good enough at this point.
They don't have like an initial way to stun the target, right? Like because of how behind Larl is, I feel like he's just kind of afraid at this point to definitely jump in because he's the stun, right? He's the one who gets the instant stun, then they get the Doom to make sure the Chemical Rage doesn't go off. But even then, Monet's just had the Rage on super early in these fights. He's just unbelievably prepared. More timings being hit. To make another catch. Alchemist is next success. It'll go from the Poshka. Easy kill.
What Spirit want to do about this? I think they probably want to run Larl. He's going to try and go in.
Oh, that's a gem drop.
You don't want to go in on XXS. You need to get out of it, Larl. But Monet, he's jumping in the shackles there for Sumail. There's the call. Larl, dead again. And they're not done yet, Aster. They'll go for more. Also to be found. Double kill for Sumail. They just can't do anything right now, Spirit.
They can't do anything now, and it feels like they're not going to be able to do anything later. Because itemization, Aster, they're going for the Lincolns next too, so they're going to be able to block the Doom potentials. And the two brothers, Sumail and XXS, continue to be on the hunt. Yatoro.
Dire's middle tower.
DP stop. He's like, please Roche be up. Please Roche be up. Oh no, it's a long spawn.
Oh, it is a very long spawn as well. 2.5 minutes. This is, I mean, when we start to look back to the draft and what you expect from these two teams, was there always going to be a chance that the game would be this one-sided, or do you think this is quite surprising?
I think just the rotations from the supports were amazing, right? I think this Boboka and the CM absolutely killed it with these rotations. They made this Wind Ranger just completely pop off. They made XXS pop off. He had a 9-minute Blink Dagger, and every connection is hit. He now also has an Octarine. The natural build-up from that Vanguard. Rather than Auras, this is the other route that you can go sometimes. Yeah, I think Aster just, hey, like you said, they're on fire today.
Really, really good. Spirit out the smoke.
Yeah, and we're definitely seeing like the effects of, it really is a big effect of these supports. CM and Coddle, like 50-something, 60% win rate, constantly on the aggressive routes. Disruptor kind of been dipping down a little bit. Grim not really played too much, and we're definitely seeing the effect of that as Aster positioned on the hill.
Another up there, they'll see the courier of Pichu. See a Spirit who wants to throw themselves into this high ground. It's risky. Larl, he's going to try.
Chemical Rage on.
He's going to go for the jump, but indeed the BKB Chemical Rage there from Monet straight away. Larl had to jump back out with a second Astral Step. Now Monet is going to charge straight towards them. Yatoro, he's being dealt with by Sumail. XXS in with a call onto Collapse. Collapse will be able to retreat for now with the BKB. Monet turns his attention over towards Larl. Larl jumps to the side with the Stimulate Concoction. It'll be thrown down the way of Yatoro. Yatoro goes out. Collapse trying to kill off XXS here. And this time around with the Doom, they will manage to do so. They do find something. And it's just a one kill. That's the man. He's ready to try and clean up more. Back in with the shackle. On to Collapse. The blast there from Boboka. It's still 3 dead on Spirit. Won't be able to put a stop to his TP. They find something, but it's still a whole lot away from anything close to what they need it to be. They just get the one kill. They lose 3 heroes. And they continue to fall further behind. 21k lead now for Aster, 29-7.
Mira got the kill, so he's got his Aghanims, but they just have so many ways to deal with it. They have so much physical damage on the side of Aster, they can likely just kill it.
I think both the gems now. Boboka passes one of them over to Pichu, so both supports ready to just sweep the map and take away any sort of vision
and boom.
That the Spirits managed to get out.
Roche, it's time.
It's there.
Recall is at the ready. Boboka can pull his teammates over. Get over here, Sumail.
About this is taking away one of those maybe small comeback potentials that Spirit could have looked towards. If they could have got out of the map, got around them, and gone for the world still. But will not be happening as Aster secure it and get the Aegis on Sumail.
Every single play working perfectly for Aster. It just feels like the preparation, the movements, everything, it's been nearly flawless from Aster today. This morning, they woke up feeling good. You can tell. Monet, like every single, like right, I think every time it's been Chemical Rage instantly before the fight even began. Covering themselves perfectly versus any of these initiations. And Larl just, I mean, look at this. He shows in the lane for like 3 seconds and 2 heroes TP immediately hunting for him.
It's been a tough game for him. It just hasn't had the impact that you want sort of your final pick to have, right?
He's below Book at this point. Larl. Is he gonna be seen? I was like, just let me get a Lotus. They see him.
Yeah, he showed.
He showed.
He's away.
Well, late.
I know XXS won't be able to find him. It's too tricky on his own. So Larl.
And they're punishing more. Sumail. Double check.
And the shackles there. Straight in from Sumail. Catches the 2 supports. But Poshka's gone. Yatora's going to head over to try and have him. XXS in with the call. They control Yatora. Abyssal Blade down from Monet. There's no safety for the bear.
That's got to be it. Onto the high ground. Aster can go. Disassembling the Radiance at this point now. He has a Nullifier. Ursa can't do anything versus this item either. And the Ink-Swell now immediately gets dispelled.
Smiles from Aster there. It's got to be good, but they're just playing great.
Playing great, itemizing great. Everything is flawless, it feels like, for them.
You know, when you see a team play like this, you're kind of like, what on earth is the opponent meant to do?
Yep.
How do you stop these guys? This game one, really a masterclass from Aster.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah,
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Spirit give it one more fight probably here. They'll wait the 30 seconds for Yatora to get back up.
They're like, let's get the double Doom, let's get the double Dark Portrait, and hope that it somehow at least kills some heroes. But even then, today, just to the cheese. Well, let's see if it's even gonna finish off some of them.
Dire's bottom
Right,
barracks.
drop a spike.
Time. Still no Yatora. They're going to do it without the bear.
Dire's bottom barracks.
Standing together.
Collapses in. The jump. Slam down the Doom. Get the grab back onto Monet. If they can finish up the out, they can. One of the kills. Standing still on control of the tournament. XXS is in with the BKB. Frostbite there onto Collapse. Into the call from XXS. Collapse getting forced down low. He's out of the fight. Yatora jump in. Onto XXS. But he's back up to full HP. The ult come in from Pichu. Kills off Larl. Yatora, return for the CM. Themselves a couple kills on the defense, but Sumail
He's so
picked up a
confident.
triple. Sama Poshka, buybacks coming out from Spirit. They're going to go all in to try and catch Sumail. The Wolf grabber with the Remnant.
Still got Aegis.
The glimpse back. They can take him down the twice. That's the ones, but XXS in with a call onto the turn and catches Yatora. Catches Larl. Sumail, he's back for round 2. Jumps across with the glide here. Looks towards Yatora. Yatora desperately trying to scramble back towards the base. Sumail, he'll turn towards the supports instead. Looks towards Mira. Mira slows them down here with a stroke of fate. It's enough to kite out Sumail. A power shot connects Mira. He'll live. Lives back onto Mavoka. Jump forward from Yatora. Yoda find another kill off the back of this defense Spirit.
Big
Cost
buybacks
them the
needed.
2 buybacks. Larl and Poshka having to buy back to achieve that defense, but they push him back and they will keep that bottom melee racks alive. So a bit of a defense to be found here by Spirit.
Pretty good. All things considered, pretty damn good with the state of the game. Bottom, Larl. Don't you know? Careful.
Well, they're ready to jump.
Very well.
Larl gets caught. That's a dieback for him. Out for 75.
Sumail has a full data list coming out on the courier now too. After Lincoln's already finished up. He is huge.
He's ready to go for more.
Yatora.
He's got eyes on him. You saw it. We'll be able to remove that. If they can maybe get the easier kill onto Pichu. Instead of with the soul bind, Collapse closes the gap. The glimpse back as well. Another kill for Spirit.
They got both gems at least recovered. Small kills though. Gotta be careful where they show again. Doom, 30 seconds cooldown. XXS is running at them.
He's ready to jump and call.
Dire's
Gets him, catches out Collapse. Sumail quickly disposes of Miposhka. The shackles there over onto Collapse. Doom's gone. Yatori's thinking about getting in on this, but Sumail's got eyes on him. Yatora has to blink away. Just down to 2 of them now in Spirit.
If he gets hit there from anything, he's just dead. I mean, Sumail's damage is absolutely absurd at this point. Onto the top racks. For Aster.
That was an impressive final stand attempt there by Team Spirit, but it very much does feel like it was the final one. Yeah, as Aster back to the push.
top tower has fallen. Dire's top barracks.
See what Mira and Yatora can do, if anything. They can't stop these racks going down.
Dire's top barracks.
8 seconds until Larl's back up.
They need the full combos to even have a chance of killing any heroes. Dark Portrait at the ready, but they're just throwing Lincolns on each other at this point. It gets blocked.
Dark Portrait's up, and XXS is in. Jumps to get the call. See Larl trying to go towards the back line, so get out as well with the Astros doesn't dissimulate, but Peach is on top of him. Larl dying super quickly to Sumail, as Sumail finishes off with the power shot. Yatora's focused down. They're running out of buybacks, and they're running out of any chance to turn this one, as GG is called. This first game going to Aster. As I say, you can't spell Masterclass without Aster. And this game one, they look phenomenal.
Everyone playing off each other perfectly. Like, it's insane how well they gel together. What 10 minutes in, it felt like the game was already